Okay, so in this video, I'm going to explain how we look at the residual plot and how we create it, okay, for a set of data that we've already input a table of values and done a line of best fit. So here, what you'll see is we have our table of values, we've got our scatter plot, we've already done our line of best fit, okay? Now, what we're going to look at is how to create a residual plot. So you would want to click down here where it says residuals E1 plot. We're going to go ahead and click that plot button. Okay, so it's right down here next to where we input our line of best fit, this little plot button. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click that. And now we see our residual plot. We have a bunch of blue dots down here. Now, to get a better view of that, if I want, I can turn off my line of best fit. I can turn off my scatter plot, and I can just go ahead and zoom fit into my residual plot. So there's my residual plot. Okay, if I want to go ahead and share a image of that or import it into a Google Doc, I can again come up here to where it says share graph in this little box with the arrow, click export image. Again, I can adjust the thickness or thinness that I want these dots displaying as, okay? And I'll just go ahead and download the image. Okay, so now I have it there saved, okay? Now, what is this residual plot telling us? Okay, the residual plot tells you, first of all, how far each actual value is from the line of best fit. Okay, so it's showing us that many of the values are above the line of best fit. These values down here below the axis are representing values that are below the line of best fit. Okay, so it's showing us how far each of these values is from the line of best fit. Okay, now the residual plot is also showing us that a linear model does seem appropriate. Okay, we seem to have a random scattered pattern around the x-axis here, which would indicate that we do actually want to use our linear model. If we got where all the dots were coming down, they were curving, they were coming underneath, coming back up, and we had kind of like a swooping curved pattern, we might say that we would want to explore maybe an exponential model. But with this one, we definitely see that they seem scattered. Okay, not all of them are above, not all of them are below, and they seem to have a random scatter with no pattern. So that would indicate to us that a linear model is appropriate. Okay. Now, one of the things that the residual plot will tell us is for our individual data values, how far or above the line of best fit are they? So for example, this first data value right here for the X value of 447, and this data that I'm working with was, I believe it was representing like number of power boats registered related to number of manatee deaths. Okay, so this 447 is the number of power boats registered. This 13 is the number of manatee deaths that they had that particular year. Okay, and so what this number here from our residuals is telling us is that the actual number of deaths is one higher than I would expect based off of the line of best fit. Okay, so to kind of put that into perspective, if we turn back on our line of best fit, we turn back on our scatter plot, and we go to 447. Okay, we have here, we can see this point is slightly above our line of best fit, right? It's telling us that the actual value is slightly above the expected value. Okay, now if we take a look at a residual that's negative, for example, this one here, okay, is negative 3.2, right? And our X value related to this was 498. So it's telling us this value, 16 manatee deaths, which is this one right here, okay, is slightly below the line of best fit. So the actual value is 3.28 below the line of best fit. That's why the residual is negative. Okay, so that's what this residual plot tells you, is how much above or below the line of best fit each of these data values is. Okay, the residual plot itself is actually these dots, okay, that you get from making the plot. And again, they tell you how much above or below each point is in relation to this axis here. So you can see these ones are for values above, these ones are for values below.